There I was, doom scrolling at 2 a.m., the digital abyss pulling me deeper into its endless scroll. You know the feeling, right? One minute you're checking the weather, the next you're watching a cat play the piano, and then suddenly, it's 2 a.m. Lost in a sea of adventure posts. Mountains, beaches, jungles, you name it, someone was living their best life there. Each photo more breathtaking, each experience seemingly more profound than the last. Perfect people, perfect hair, all standing on Peruvian peaks, gazing into the distance, contemplating something. Probably the perfect filter to use. The Inca Trail, everyone was doing it, or at least everyone was doing it. I thought I could do that. Or at least, I could look like I did. Because let's face it, in the age of social media, perception is reality. Sure, it's a spiritual journey, but let's be honest, a killer profile pic is a spiritual experience in its own right. A double tap of enlightenment, if you will. So I booked the trip, told everyone I was off to find myself, but really I was chasing that perfect shot, the one that would rack up the likes and make me look like a modern-day Indiana Jones but with better lighting. The marketing? Genius. They sell you mystical sunrises and ancient wisdom. They don't show you the gasping for air, 4 days in the same shirt reality. The sweat, the dirt, the questionable smell, those are carefully cropped out of the brochures. But I bought the dream, packed my overpriced backpack and set off. I was ready for my curated adventure. My perfectly planned, meticulously documented social media spectacle. A modern explorer. If explorers had to Google how to use hiking poles. And what's the best angle for a selfie with a llama? The goal? Climb a mountain, snap epic photos, and come home with a story that sounded way more heroic than it probably was. A little embellishment never hurt anyone, right? The Inca Trail was waiting. So was my Instagram audience, the pressure was on, and my cheekbones had never been more prepared, contoured to perfection, ready for their close-up. Let the spiritual journey begin, may the best filter win. Watch out for the altitude, they said, with a knowing smile and a glint in their eye. Little did I know those words were less of a suggestion and more of a prophecy. Understatement of the year. I mean, seriously, watch out? It's more like, prepare for your body to wage war against itself. I landed in Cusco, 11,000 feet up, feeling cocky, ready to conquer the Andes. I strutted off the plane, convinced my superior fitness regime had prepared me for anything. That is, until my brain started pounding like a techno club, and my lungs felt like they were auditioning for a vacuum cleaner commercial. The air thinned, and so did my bravado. Coca tea was everywhere, promising relief, a magical elixir whispered about in travel blogs and forums. The local cure-all, served steaming hot in every cafe and market stall. I drank enough to power a small village. I'm pretty sure I single-handedly kept the coca farmers in business that week. Did it help? Maybe. It tasted earthy and slightly bitter, a bit like drinking grass clippings, but with a faint promise of oxygen. I was wide awake and miserable, wired, jittery, and still gasping for air like a fish out of water. My first day, 10 steps, then a break. That was my new mantra. Forget marathons, I was training for the Cusco Shuffle. Gasping against ancient walls, feeling the weight of history and the crushing pressure of the atmosphere, or lack thereof. While locals, grandmas with potatoes, zoomed past, their lungs seemingly immune to the thin air. They probably thought I was putting on a show for them. Humbling doesn't cover it. It was a full-blown existential crisis disguised as a sightseeing tour. Why didn't I do more cardio? All those hours spent binge-watching Netflix suddenly felt like a colossal waste of preparation time. Why is that 5-year-old sprinting uphill, mocking me with their boundless energy and complete disregard for the laws of physics? The advice, take it easy, drink water, don't exert yourself. Sounded simple enough in theory. Great, except I came here to hike a mountain, a rather large mountain, known as the Inca Trail. So I shuffled along, a human snail on a mission, drank gallons, chewed coca leaves like a desperate attempt to bargain with the mountain gods, and waited for my head to stop rebelling, for the throbbing to subside, for my lungs to remember how to breathe. Eventually the altitude headache faded, replaced by a dull ache and a newfound respect for oxygen. It was replaced by a new feeling, dread, a cold, creeping realization of what lay ahead. The real hiking hadn't even started. This was just the acclimatization warm-up, apparently. I realized the mountain didn't care about my Instagram plans. It wasn't interested in my carefully curated travel aesthetic. It was going to humble me, one slow, breathless step at a time, a painful yet beautiful lesson in humility. And I still had 4 days to go. 4 days of uphill battles, breathtaking views, and questionable toilet situations. Welcome to the Andes. where the air is thin, the views are epic, and your ego is about to get a serious workout. Where even tying your shoes is an extreme sport, a full-body workout disguised as a simple task. And the only thing higher than the altitude is your anxiety, a constant hum of, "Can I do this?" echoing in your brain. But hey, at least I had content. Proof that I survived, even if I felt like I was dying a little bit inside. Sort of. Maybe I should have stayed in bed. Packing for the Inca Trail, a legendary trek through breathtaking landscapes, requires careful consideration. It's a brutal exercise in minimalism, a masterclass in shedding the unnecessary. Every item you bring will be scrutinized, weighed, and potentially discarded. 6 kilos. That's it. That's the allowance you're working with. A mere pittance in the grand scheme of travel. My cat weighs more. Seriously, Mittens could probably carry more gear than I'm allowed on this trek. You start making hard choices, agonizing decisions that will define your comfort or lack thereof for the next 4 days. 3 pairs of socks, a seemingly reasonable number for a multi-day hike, or just one in a dream, the ultimate test of resilience and perhaps questionable hygiene. Forget the novel, that hefty paperback is dead weight. The makeup, the elaborate skincare routine, gone. The jeans, a symbol of casual comfort, now a forbidden luxury, especially the jeans. They're heavy, they don't breathe, and they'll chafe you into oblivion. Someone tried, we pitied them, we really did. My bag, a carefully curated collection of essentials, honed through experience and a healthy dose of paranoia. 1 pair of hiking pants, 2 shirts chosen for their quick-drying properties and odor-resistant qualities, a fleece for warmth, and a rain jacket because the mountains are fickle mistresses. Toothbrush, travel-sized of course, and a mountain of wet wipes. An absolute necessity. Wet wipes are gold, liquid gold. They're your shower, your sanity, your spa day. They are the closest thing to civilization you'll find out there. After a wet wipe bath, you feel almost human. Almost. You realize how little you need, how much of your daily life is filled with superfluous things. Something dry, something warm, a basic level of protection from the elements. And enough wipes to avoid total filth. Because let's be honest, total filth is a very real possibility. Life shrinks to the size of a duffel bag, and surprisingly it's enough. Minimalism forced upon you by the Andes. A harsh but effective teacher. And when you get home, back to the land of plenty, you immediately forget the lesson and buy more socks. So many socks. But for 4 days you're a packing ninja, a master of lightweight travel. Every gram counts, every single precious gram. And you learn that luxury, true luxury, is just a clean pair of socks. A small comfort that makes a world of difference. Or at least a less dirty one. Progress, not perfection, that's trail wisdom. Earned through sweat, discomfort, and a profound appreciation for the humble wet wipe. The Inca Trail isn't just you versus the mountain, it's you, the porters, the llamas, and your fellow masochists. The porters, superhuman. They sprint past, carrying your entire camp in sandals. You feel like a pampered toddler in comparison. Llamas and alpacas, fluffy, photogenic, and totally indifferent to your selfie attempts. They know you want that shot, and they make you work for it. The guides? Saints. Ours, Marco, could walk backward uphill, tell Inca history, and keep us from falling off cliffs, all at once. He answered every dumb question with a straight face. Fellow hikers? Instant family. You bond over blisters, snacks, and mutual suffering. By the end you're a dysfunctional, smelly tribe. You've seen each other at your worst and survived together. The trail forges connections, sometimes over shared misery, sometimes over shared snacks. And always, always over the quest for the perfect llama selfie. It's a strange, beautiful fellowship, and you wouldn't trade it for anything. The Inca Trail is a 4-day stairmaster from hell. The Incas didn't believe in switchbacks, just straight up, then up some more. Day 2, Dead Woman's Pass, 14,000 feet. The name says it all. Every step, the air thins your legs, burn your lungs shrivel. You invent the Inca shuffle, step gasp, repeat. But then, views that steal what little breath you have left. Misty valleys, snow peaks, ancient ruins clinging to cliffs. Unreal. For a moment you forget the pain. Then comes the downhill. You think it'll be easy. It's not. Knees and toes take a beating on steep, slippery steps. You focus on not tumbling down the mountain. By day's end, you're exhausted in ways you didn't know existed. But you made it, and that feels like victory. The mountain doesn't care, but you do. Every step is earned, and every view is a reward, even if your legs never forgive you. Want all 4 seasons in a day? Hike the Inca Trail? The weather is chaos, sun, rain, mist, repeat. Layers aren't fashion, they're survival. Mornings, freezing, you wear everything you own. By noon the sun scorches you. I swear I got a sunburn inside my nose. Then clouds roll in, mist swallows the world. Suddenly, you're in a dream, or a horror movie. Rain hits hard, soaks everything, turns the trail to mud. You learn fast, you're not in control. The mountain does what it wants. Keep rain gear handy, sun cream closer, and your sense of humor closest. Embrace the uncertainty. Find beauty in the chaos. And at the end of a wet, cold day, a dry tent is pure luxury. 5-star hotels have nothing on that. Survival, Andean style. After 3 days of suffering, you wake before dawn for the grand finale. Headlamps bob in the dark as you reach the sun gate. The clouds part, the sun rises, and Machu Picchu appears. Mythical, unreal. For a moment it's just you, your group, and the city in the clouds. You earned this view. You walked, you suffered, you conquered. Then you descend, and meet the bus tourists. Their clean smell nice and complain about the Wi-Fi. Your spiritual moment is interrupted by selfie requests. Machu Picchu is both ancient wonder and theme park. Still, exploring the ruins is incredible. You marvel at the stonework, the history, the genius. But you also dodge crowd security whistles and manicured lawns. The prize is real, but you share it with thousands. Your journey was hard-won. Theirs was a bus ride. You feel smug, but also a little jealous of their clean socks. In the end, the magic is still there, even if you have to fight for it. The original Inca messengers, Chasqui, ran these trails for empire, carrying vital messages. They were ultra-marathoners with a purpose. Now we modern trekkers carry iPhones, not quipas. Our messages? Living my best life? Not exactly state secrets. I imagine a Chasqui seeing me stop mid-trail taking 47 photos of a flower. He'd think I was having a crisis, or just unserious. We walked the same stones, but for wildly different reasons. Their world was necessity, ours is choice. But maybe we're both seeking connection, just in different ways. We want challenge, meaning, a break from comfort. The Incas built these trails to unite an empire. We use them to connect with nature, history, and ourselves. The tools have changed, but the need hasn't. Maybe the journey matters more than the reason, even if ours involves a lot more selfies, and a lot less running. What do you really bring home from the Inca Trail? Not the alpaca sweater, not the photos, not even the bragging rights. It's a feeling, a quiet confidence from doing something hard. The journey isn't a mountaintop epiphany, it's the small stuff. Laughter with strangers, the relief of taking off your boots, the joy of a hot meal. You learn you can be cold, wet, tired, and still happy. The trail shrinks your problems and resets your mind. I went for the Instagram shots, and got them, but I came back with a story and a new sense of what I can handle. I learned llamas are judgy, and I'm tougher than I thought. The best journeys change you, and leave you with sore legs and a better sense of yourself. That's a souvenir worth more than any number of likes.